but it's game 5. So MyuNgSiK has to bring it to that 5th game if we are going to see that map. MyuNgSiK, again, known for his timings, known for his strategies, known for his builds, his aggression, not for his late game. herO already 1 game ahead in this series. If this game goes late, I favor him. I think most fans would as well. All right, let's go into game number 2 on Iron Fortress to see if MyuNgSiK can tie it up. Down to the bottom left, in red, it's herO. And across to the bottom right, in blue, is MyuNgSiK. This time both players adding an 11 gateway. And we are spawned horizontally at the bottom, across from each other. This sort of spawning location definitely going to, I feel, favor MyuNgSiK's style a little bit more. But even still, even at these spawning locations, the rush distance is still quite far. There are a ton of different places you can hide those pylons, hide hidden tech. Hide the Stargate, hide that blink, or, you know, similar to what we saw last game, perhaps even DTs. I'm as hyped for this particular Protoss versus Protoss match as I was for herO versus Rain, CJ versus SK, game 7 of the all-kill format. The playoff finals, going into the grand finals. Rain was able to beat herO barely in that final match. Advance SKT to face KT in the grand finals. It was very, very epic last game with DTs. I feel like that same sort of force, that same sort of feeling right now as to how much this means for these two players. herO, again, trying to prove that recently he's trying to prove himself because recently he's shown weak games. I said earlier, he's like, I haven't been showing the best games, some of my games look a little bit weaker. My performances haven't been that good. It's like I've been winning. I made it here. But I feel like the fans are kind of questioning me right now. I want to prove myself further. I want to win this series to prove that, again, I am top 4 worthy. I had 2 back-to-back top 4s. So MyuNgSiK, he has a lot to prove, and he has a lot of personal weight on top of this as well. He wants a new team, you know? Making it to the round of 8 of Star League, dropping out of the GSL early, this is not something you sell to a team, especially not a foreign team. It's not been confirmed whether or not MyuNgSiK is looking for a foreign team, but one can assume, as this is the kind of way of things of Korean players who leave teams spontaneously. So right now, tech-wise, we have a Twilight Council for herO. You guys didn't need me to tell you that, but it's finished now, and he's adding his gates. Blink, probably the next step. herO's emblem being a blink icon after all. It's actually just making pure Stalker. I think he realizes that MyuNgSiK is doing an early Stalker push with no blink, so he needs to get his own Stalkers out to defend this. Now he is winning this micro fight, taking out the shields here. Ooh, MyuNgSiK with a bad trade there. Just reading the situation. But he is going to have the first warp in. herO commits to blink. He's going to find this pylon, but he will not be able to kill it. And he's actually chased too far with this Stalker. Gets still a favorable trade. But here comes the first warp in. It's ready. And so is the pylon. He's going to try to cut these units off. Or rather, this unit. It's a bit too slow. All right, high ground advantage to MyuNgSiK, or rather to herO, and he took a lot of their shields away. If he gets a pylon up here, this is huge, though, because herO does not have a mothership core. He has no mothership core whatsoever. All right, first Stalker is going down. A decent even trade here. And you cannot be losing these Stalkers, though, to melee units like that Zealot. First Warpin in the main base is live, though. We see a cancel on Blink. herO wants to be able to have the most resources possible here. herO out-microing MyuNgSiK right now, though. And look at that force field as well! herO just really outplaying MyuNgSiK with his control. I have to say MyuNgSiK with a few control mistakes as well. And that should be game number 2. Even with this warp in here, you can actually just turn and fight it. The Stalkers go down the ramp. But MyuNgSiK's chances in this game go down the drain. Probe count even. herO with counter warping potential with that pylon. You can start Blink as well. MyuNgSiK with a scout on that Twilight Council is going to start a robotics. And look at this. herO gets scouted. herO's best option, I feel, after clearing these pylons is to pressure and take a Nexus. He's going to get his own mothership core first before doing anything else. Just take a Nexus. Pressure with your Stalkers. Nearly 400 minerals. He's going to place it. MyuNgSiK's robotics is done. And in just a moment, we'll see him probably add an observer first for safety. Knows how he keeps his Stalkers at the top of the ramp. He knows that DTs are a possibility. So he's going to, keep these Stalkers near the top of the ramp in case that he needs to block with those. Starts an observer first to go scout. Because herO doesn't pressure, his base is going to go up for free, and now MyuNgSiK has the robotics advantage. And he's going to have an observer to scout. And his Nexus is only slightly delayed. I feel like this puts MyuNgSiK not in a better position, but he's no longer massively behind. He was in such a bad place. Even warp those Stalkers on the high ground, I thought that was going to be game. I thought he was just going to fight it and type out. But he remains composed here. Now herO's going to pressure. Now he's going to commit to the aggression. And this is where things get scary. There's no sentry. Oops. No sentry for MyuNgSiK right now. If he doesn't have a sentry, he can't wall these units into the Nexus cannon. And he Nexus cannoned in the main. Huge mistake. This Nexus cannon isn't even ready. Nexus currently at about 85% production time. He may have to let it go. Looks like he will. This means herO is going to have 2 base to 1 now. There's the cancel. Now with sentries here, he can contain this army here. Faster Immortals go to MyuNgSiK, which means he can now bully his way down the ramp to try to take this. But that Twilight Council to the top of the map is very suspicious. He's going to clear off this pylon. It's one of those moments where I look at this Twilight Council and I go, anything could happen. I have a feeling it's going to be DTs, but he could just try to go for a Blink Immortal attack as well. It is a Dark Shrine. With a Dark Shrine, he's hoping to snipe his opponent's Observer and win the game off of it. Also has a Warp Prism, so he may be able to entirely avoid that Observer altogether. Now this Scout here is going to see a Chrono Boost on Robotics that's actually not being used. Does see now, he fakes an Immortal being produced. If he actually gets spotted by this Pylon, okay, just barely not. A lucky path here. Oh, and the Watchtower is not taken. He is avoiding it regardless, though. Look at that. You can even see the silhouette of the vision on the map that he's avoiding. All the way around the edge. If this Pylon spots it, though, he doesn't actually check. He doesn't put a Pylon. Oh, this timing is going to be so good for herO. He's going to walk right into it. Now he's going to want to get a second Observer, and we'll put his Observer right to the main. Or rather, just Stalkers. Stalkers alone will be enough. Doesn't mean that the Warp Prism is useless now for MyuNgSiK, because he can just come in later when he knows it's safe. Or come in when herO moves out. It's always going to be a threat. herO is massively ahead in this game, don't get me wrong. But we have seen games decided by one unit, the Dark Templar. High-level PvPs. This DT, if not microed instantly, will be killed. Okay, just going to leave it there. herO Bay is also hidden, so this is very confusing for herO as he tries to scout what's going on. He sees that third Nexus go down. Okay. Shows the DT. Oh my god. Talk about unlucky. He might see it on his way down, though. If he sees that, all that tech is exposed. He could actually send a group of units to kill it. Especially if he makes a pylon up here, for example. He can just warp in a few zealots, kill the pylon, and start working on it. Forcing MyuNgSiK out of position while he can attack. And neither player has Blink. Just keeping that in mind for you guys, because we did see 2 Twilight Councils. I know some people might be wondering if there's Blink on the map. Just trying to chase this probe and kill it before it can make a pylon. Oh, there we go. Doesn't matter if he makes a pylon or not. Anyways, DT will kill that too. But a few more Stalkers coming across the map now. Look at the production tab for herO. He's got massive advantages in every way, but he doesn't know there are Colossi out. He just found out. He's not going to commit to an attack. Without Blink, though, I mean, I don't even know what these Stalkers are hoping to achieve. Perhaps denying a third base. 4 DTs in the warp prison. He sees the Observer. He wants to snipe it. 1 Observer apiece for these 2 teams, or for these 2 players, excuse me. He's going to go Archon. He's going to try to break this. I don't think this is going to work. He's 14 supply down. If he could kill the Observer, I think that's his better bet. He's just not able to find it. All right, here we go. Just going to engage it. Sights to zone and go to the third base. Gotta be careful with that Observer. If he loses it, he loses his potential to use those DTs. Okay, stays alive for now. He's taking his own third behind this. Right now, herO has Colossus range and charge and +1. MyuNgSiK is missing all of those. +2 is nearly done for herO. He's about to have a 2 upgrade lead. He's looking for the feedback on this mothership core. So unlucky. The feedback would instantly destroy the mothership. DT's looking for another way in. Meanwhile, herO does scout the third base. MyuNgSiK only now adding his forge. He's 2 upgrades down. His only way to win this game is with upgrades, and herO finds his army. Time Warp goes down way too late. GG. Doesn't even go for the Observer snipe. What an anticlimactic win here for herO in Game 2. I was expecting that game to go on a bit longer. Did not happen. All right. Blink the name of the game here for herO in both games. Both games having to cancel.